Good evening, everyone. It's Valerie Ling here, clinical psychologist, breaking one of my rules, and that is not being on social media on the weekend. For my own sake, I try not to hop on because I do tend to get very carried away and I don't tend to have a proper recharge. Hey, Kim, you've caught me doing something quite against my normal norm, and that is being on social media. However, we just went to meet with some lovely friends for dinner and had a lovely play with their two kids. I've mentioned before I actually love, hey Lisa, thanks for joining me. Love seeing kids, don't get much chance to do it, and it was just a wonderful recharge. So everybody is outside. This is my study. Everybody's outside and they're seemingly happily settled with their own activities. And I was just pondering some stuff and I thought I would get online. What is it like for you to remove a safety net? What is it like for you to remove a safety net? Hey Sophie, how you going this evening? It's really scary. That's kind of what I feel like is happening with me at the moment. If you haven't caught up, I probably haven't posted it just yet, but the Center for Effective Living is moving. We are physically moving our offices after some somewhat unexpected timeline. And you know what? It's huge and massive. I've probably not shared this with my team, but oh well, here goes. I've moved a lot in my private practice. I was working in Singapore for a few years and we moved back to Sydney, I don't know, 2011. And I've been in private practice in different suburbs, in different locations, with different people, and every move is nerve-wracking. And I actually remember, hey Kathy, thanks for watching. I actually remember when we moved into the offices at Wesley in, I don't know, 2012, 2013, the first day of practice, I actually felt physically sick. At the time, it was just me, only me in the practice, with the other health professionals in the rooms. And I remember Julie, the podiatrist, sitting at the reception desk, and my door was open, waiting for my first client. And she looked at me and she said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Julie, I feel so sick. I feel so sick." And she says, "Why would you feel sick?" Now, at that time, I was a single practitioner moving clients over from one suburb to Wesley, a fair distance. It wasn't, a very familiar suburb for them. So at the time, I was probably doing about, 3 days of practice. So we're probably looking at like moving 20 clients across. And I said, I feel sick because what if they can't find the place? What if they don't like this new place? What if they don't agree with how I've set things up because I've had to make some changes, etc.? What if this all just doesn't work? And the thing I usually say, what if this was a really dumb idea? And I have a journal for my journey, and every time I feel this way, I will flip back, and it reminds me of all the micro decisions I've made in the past that totally agonized me. Even when I first got my EFTPOS machine, I was so afraid, thinking that people would hate me because I had an EFTPOS machine. Why? I don't know. And here we are, fast forward, we've got several more clients, several more practitioners making another big move to Gordon, which is going to be amazing. I've met with the builder and the architect, and we're talking about how we can really make the space a sanctuary for our clients, given that our special area is in burnout prevention. I know what it's like for me to come to a sanctuary and to actually feel like, you just breathe. Lisa says, "I remember the move. It was a nice new space." Gordon's beautiful too. Lisa, thank you for saying that. It just goes to show that sometimes when you think about things being scary for other people, it's actually an invigorating thing. And so this week, I've been saying to myself, Valerie, you're removing the safety net. This time, you're removing a bigger safety net. Right? Things are happening. There's changes going on. New people are joining us as well. It's really exciting. And I remember I've just been saying to myself as I've been driving through all the different meetings, and I've just been sitting here in my study while everybody in the family is out there in their own space, just, encouraging myself. And I thought I would share this message too. You know what? It's okay not to have all the answers. It's a myth to actually think that we will have everything figured out before we take our steps. It's a myth. We can never know what to do and how to plan everything in fine detail. And so the best that we can do is to actually just say to self, when I need to get to the point of needing to find out, I will ask for help. I will find out. And even if I don't know, it'll be okay, because it just means that I will just need to give myself a little bit more time to figure it out. That it's actually all right to say that for today, I may not have all the answers, and that's just normal. And one of the other things I've been saying to myself is I add another word at the end of that sentence. I don't know for now, yet. Not yet. But eventually we'll get there. And the other part of that equation, when you're thinking that you're afraid of change and afraid of trying new things, is to also to remind ourselves that even if you make a mistake, the person that you are in the sense of your integrity, your honesty, your sincerity, and the genuine space of you, if you make a mistake, you'll repair it. It's so important to remember that. It's one of the things that I say to parents quite a lot. It's in the repair, right? Because that shows that we're going to hang in there, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to actually find a way to make things, to keep moving. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I just thought I would share that with you, just my own thoughts this week about when you're feeling a little uncertain, remembering, I suppose, the journey that you've come from, if you think where you were this time 5 years ago, the stuff that was kind of frightening then, and how you managed to walk through that. And just, I suppose, having the patience with ourselves and the compassion with ourselves to say, you don't have to have everything figured out right now, because you will eventually figure out the people that you need to ask. And if you don't know, you don't know. No big deal. All right. It's time for me now to actually practice what I usually say and do a genuine clock off and say good night. Thanks, Kim, for the well wishes, and I hope you have a great, fantastic weekend. See you later.